Now we come to accrual accounting. What is accrual accounting?
We need to record the transactions irrespective of the fact when the cash is realized or paid.
So when you record the transaction when it arises, when it occurs, rather than when cash is received.
Yeah.
So it depicts effect of transactions and events and circumstances on a reporting day, economic resources and claims in the period in which the events occur, even if the resulting cash receipts and payments occur on a different period. So if you have a rent agreement of 12 months from 1 Jan 20 to 31 December 20. Although you paid the rent of 6 months alone, you will record rent expense of 12 months and you will record rent payable of 6 months. So why is this concept important to us? Please tell me. Why do we follow accrual accounting?
As for example, the particular expenses of this year, but cash is not received. So actually, reporting should be that the expense or income is of this year. So it should be in accounted in profit and loss of this year only.
Okay. So why are we doing that? Why can't we go on cash basis?
Matching principle.
Matching principle. So what does matching principle tell us?
So expenses and
repeat.
Expense should be matched with the income.
Expense should match income.
Expense should be reported in the same period in which the corresponding revenue is earned.
Yeah. So if suppose you're reporting expense of 12 months, even income of the 12 months for that head should be reported. That is matching principle. You cannot say that I'm going to get the income on a future date, so I will record only the actual income I received. You need to record it irrespective of whether you got it or not. So it is important because information about the reporting entity's resources and claims and the changes in its resources and claims during the period provide a better basis for assessing the entity's past and future performance than the information solely about cash receipt and payment. So if we do this, we are able to do proper comparisons from year to year to find out whether we have performed well or are there any problems. If you went with cash basis, it will give a distorted picture. So it also means that expenses should be recognized in the income statement so that to match directly with the related income. So now, when you look at examples of accrual accounting, sales on credit, recorded when you sold it, not when you receive the money. Salary expenses, rent paid in advance, audit fees, depreciation. Can you tell me how this links to accrual concept?
So basically, when we pay salary to our employees, so for example, for the month of May,
No, 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry. I want to know how depreciation links to accrual accounting. I think we discussed this. Am I right? When I did rent, we discussed all these type of things. Right or no? Yes. Did we discuss when I told you about the rent agreement and the rent paid? We discussed all these kind of expenses. Am I right?
Yes.
So now I want to ask you a very straightforward question. Why do I say depreciation is an accrual concept?
So depreciation is provided when the asset
wear and tear of the asset.
Wear and tear of the asset. But how does it link to accrual concept?
So depreciation is recorded for the period when the asset is put to use.
Okay.
So for that period, the wear and tear is recorded for the period the assets are used.
So basically, we do not immediately write off the full
Yeah.
cost or as an expense.
Okay.
And
Now
the
I go
part
one
of
more
fixed
step.
asset has been used while operating the like sales or like while operating the business. That's why we have to account for that as well.
Okay. Now I come to the next question. We have different methods of